there, my name is Mariah. Welcome or welcome back to Mariah's Little Life. In today's video, we will be starting a new weekly reading vlog. Last week was a little bit more structured because I participated in Summerween 2026, had a lot of fun. But this week is a little less structured, and I think I'm just going to mood read for the majority of this week. But first, I do want to finish Murder by Cheesecake by Rachel Ekstrom Courage. This is a carryover from last week. I didn't get this read for Summerween like I wanted to, but I am going to prioritize sitting down and reading this book. It's not that long. I just haven't prioritized reading it, and I have been enjoying what I've been reading. I just need to sit down with this more and just really dive into it and give this book a lot more of my attention. The next two books that I will be prioritizing this week, I have the audiobooks for, so I'll probably get through these a lot quicker than Murder by Cheesecake. But I do have Julia's Song is Undateable by Susan Lee. This one is about Julia Song, and she is the CEO of a Korean skincare brand. She has gained so much success, and she's able to help take care of her family some, but the one thing that she is not good at is dating, and her family is a little bit overbearing, so they want to set her up on dates to see if she is compatible with any of the gentlemen that they set her up on dates with, just to see if she can find a little bit of love, because she's 30 and she has nobody to settle down with. And Tay is also a main character in this. Tay is a little bit younger than Julia, but he has agreed to be her dating coach. So we'll see how that goes. Well, I feel like I already know how it's gonna go, but I'm I'm excited to see it actually play out. And we do have North or Be Eden by Andrew Peterson. This is book 2 in the Wing Feather Saga. I really enjoyed the first book in this saga. There are 2 more books after this, which I do have, and I'll probably end up borrowing those and listening along with the narrator as well. The author narrates the audiobooks also, so that's really fun. I'm excited to get back into this and see what Janner, Tink, and I think Lily is up to. The brother and sister dynamic of this was amazing in book 1, so I'm excited to see what book 2 has in store for me. But I probably won't pick this one up until I have finished Julia's Song. But yeah, I am excited to pick this one up. I was supposed to go to the gym like an hour and a half ago, but I sat down to register my kids for this upcoming school year to try to make sure I got everything, squared away with that. And I sat down like 9:30 to do that. And it has taken me forever to try and make some progress on it. And I still have not figured it out. They completely changed the system to register the kids for school. I don't know who came up with that idea, but they should definitely go back to the drawing board because it was way easier to do it last school year than it is to do it this school year. I think I'm just going to have to end up calling someone from the school district to help me figure out how I can successfully register my children, because that's not going to work. That was a headache for me, and I found myself getting extremely frustrated trying to do that. And I was like, that is not the way that I wanted to step into this week, or honestly to start this day. Alrighty, so let's head to the car so we can go to the gym. Okay, so we are in the car. I did not want to ask the gym or not nothing. Okay, so we are in the car and we are going to head to the gym. The air conditioning is on pretty much full blast, so if you hear a bunch of wind in the background, that's why. It's already like 80 something degrees, so it's probably going to warm up even more from there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gym, and I'll probably just check in when I get done at the gym. I don't think I'll be recording anything while I'm there in the gym. I'm just not that confident yet to vlog myself working out like in a public place, but I will check back in when I get done at the gym. So I'll see you later. it has taken me an incredibly long time to sit down and read some of Murder by Cheesecake after the gym. I came home, showered, ate, and I sat down to edit my Summerween vlog. And that took an incredibly long time for me to finish that up. It's exporting now, but it took a long time, and I thought I was going to be done way before now. I'm just not sitting down to read. Of course, I got to wait on that to export, so I'm just, reading in the meantime. But yeah, that just took forever. And of course, I don't listen to anything or physically read anything while I'm editing, because I put my headphones on so I can hear myself and edit and everything like that. So I didn't really have an opportunity to pick up anything. I can't remember if I have actually said what this book is about, so I'm gonna try to explain it a little bit now. So basically, this book is following Rose, who is trying to put on a wedding for her cousin who's from St. Olaf, but she's trying to do the wedding in Miami, but also stick to all of the St. Olafian traditions and everything. And then you got Dorothy. Dorothy is trying to pretty much find love, or at least find somebody decent enough to date. And of course, Dorothy is older. All of the girls are. And it's hard for Dorothy to find someone compatible, that she's compatible with. So she tries this new video dating service. So Dorothy tries this new video dating service. And so she gets a chance to watch videotapes of guys kind of pretty much presenting themselves to her for possible dates. And she finds a guy on there. She watches this video multiple times, and she's like, I really want to go out on a date with you. You seem so charming and all this other stuff. And of course, she gets to the date, and the guy's kind of a jerk. So not really what she was looking for. And of course, Dorothy is disappointed and everything like that. So not the best, start to this new dating life. And Dorothy also wanted the date for the wedding, but Dorothy's date is the one that is found face down in a scrumptious looking cheesecake. So unfortunately for Dorothy, she's not gonna have this nice handsome date for Rose's cousin's wedding. And between the four of them, they're gonna try and sleuth their way through and try to solve the murder of who killed this dude and pretty much locked him in the freezer at the hotel. So we haven't quite gotten to the murder solving shenanigans just yet. Whoever put him in this freezer actually stuck a chair underneath the handles of the double door freezer. And Rose was about to go in there, and she was like, that's odd. A chair is braced up against the doors. Why? And of course, you're not going to just think, oh, it's a dead body in there. Be careful. So yeah, I'm at that point right now where we have just discovered that there has been a murder. So I am going to read a little bit more, and hopefully my video will export so I can actually upload it this evening before I go to bed. But yeah, I am excited to read some more of this and see what happens. But I will check back in with you a little bit later as I'm making some more progress in this. there, and happy Tuesday. It is almost time for me to go to bed, but I did want to come and update the vlog. I actually made some progress with my reading while I was out today, and I am 111 pages into Murder by Cheesecake. I am still enjoying this so far. Um, but I don't trust Rose's cousin Gustave. Not sure how to pronounce it really, but I don't trust him because every time Rose brings up like the wedding and trying to do things for Nettie. Nettie's her cousin from St. Olaf, and then Jason is Nettie's fiance. But every time Rose mentions like the wedding for Nettie or doing something for Nettie and Jason, Gustav is like, Jason, he's an outsider. You know, it wouldn't be surprising if they had have eloped, or maybe they should have just eloped in the first place. Gustav is saying all these things, and Rose is like, wait a minute, Gustav, you're not telling me that you wish they weren't having this wedding, are you? And he's like, no, nonsense. So I'm like, I don't know. You don't sound trustworthy to me at all. There's also a trust in St. Olaf, like a pretty much a sum of money, however much money that Nettie would be entitled to once she's married. Nettie didn't even know that the trust was a thing until Rose told her that it was. And she's like, I don't really care about the money. I just want to marry Jason and, be in peace. And Rose is like, it's not a whole lot of money, but it helps to get you started in life as a married couple. And I'm like, well, how much is it? Is it just like a few hundred? Is it a couple thousand? Like, how much money is this? Because if you're saying it's not a big trust, then like, what's the big difference? Because I'm just not understanding like what the trust has to do with the plot of the story right now. I am not seeing what that has to do with it, because I'm just not connecting how the guy found dead in the freezer and the trust and the wedding have to do with each other. I'm not connecting all three of them right now at all. And the fact that Gustav, however you say his name, is um, pretty much planting seeds of doubt in Rose's mind, like that all together, I'm just like, what do any of these have to do with each other? I don't know how many more pages I'm gonna have to read in order to connect some dots, but right now I'm not connecting any of the dots. um I just know that the guy that was found in the freezer was Dorothy's date that she went out with one time, and who was supposed to escort her to the wedding, but of course he can't now because he's dead. That's the only thing I know for sure, but I am enjoying it. Then I made some progress in Julia's song is Undateable. I actually finished this today. I listened to this while I was working out, and then like on my drive back and forth like around town. So sat down with this and listened to it while I worked on a little bit of a crochet project in Starbucks. I spent like I think I probably spent like 2.5 hours in Starbucks. It was a good time. It was a good time. Very relaxing. And it also started raining there, so it was just the whole atmosphere was just really relaxing today. But anyway, I did finish Julia's song is Undateable, and I enjoyed this a lot. I will say the only thing that threw me off just a little bit was that, like, I don't know if you, what do you call it exactly, like that third act conflict. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where things are going good and then some pop up, and then like the two main characters separate, and they already hooked up, but then whatever happens and they separate, and then they got to find their way back to each other. That's pretty much something that happened in this book. Tay. Tay was a nice character to follow. I really did enjoy him. Where he struggles at, though, is that he wants to take care of his family, people in his community, and all of that. And he enjoys doing it. He genuinely enjoys helping other people. But the problem is he didn't take care of himself. And a lot of that, like caring for other people, took a toll on his mental health. Kept trying to be enough for everybody else, and he just fell out of touch of what he wanted out of life. And whatever goals and dreams that he did have, he just swept everything under the rug because he was wanting to be there to take care of everybody else around him. And honestly, that's not a bad quality to have. It's really not. Like, taking care of others around you is not a bad quality. It was definitely one of those, the saying, like, you can't pour from an empty cup. It was like that with Tay, definitely. And I feel it. I feel that I have been a caretaker before, for my mom primarily, but I was also younger and I didn't have like a full-time job, and I did have to go to school, for the majority of the day and all of that. So it was tough, being as young as I was, to be a caretaker for someone. So I know what that feels like. So unlike Tay, I didn't, lose a job and like lose my way of earning money to support myself the way that he did. That's true. But I still can like sympathize with him and understand where he's coming from. It is hard caregiving, like, or being a caregiver. It is hard. And I think for me personally at the time, I didn't understand the impact that it would have on my mental health to care for somebody else. And it's tough. It's tough to see whoever's struggling with that go through whatever they're going through. But it's also tough to be the person, like, that they depend on, that they're looking for to give them the help. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change my caregiving experience for the world. I wish I could have done more, but it was only so much that I could do at the time. And I understand that that's just the way that had to be in that moment, in my, that point in my life. And like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. I love my mom. I love my mama. And I did what I could do. And thankfully, Tay was able to do a lot for his mom and dad. He just had to do a whole lot of work on himself, pretty much in recovery of doing all that caretaking and like caregiving. He had to do a whole lot of work mentally and get therapy and stuff, in which I'm an advocate for. Like, if you need the help, absolutely get the help. But yeah, I think I did pretty good with my reading today. I'll finish one book, make some progress in another book. Hopefully tomorrow I can make some more progress in that book, in Murder by Cheesecake. And then I'll probably start the next book in the Wing Feather saga. I do have that one downloaded on my Libby, so I will probably start listening to that sometime tomorrow. I may just sit down and crochet a little bit or color. I did buy a coloring book tonight at Walmart, and I absolutely forgot to bring it in here to show you. So I'll probably show you tomorrow. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to go ahead and go to bed, and I will check back in with you later. Hello there, and happy Wednesday. I really hope that you can hear me because I am currently cooking dinner, and I just brought you in the kitchen with me while I do that. Um, I also think that I want to make me a little decaf coffee. It's like 6:28. It's really not gonna do anything to my like sleep pattern or anything. It's just the comfort, honestly, of having a coffee just without so much caffeine in it. Just using my Starbucks cup that I got yesterday when I went and sat in the Starbucks. I got a big water. What's it called? Trenta water. Yeah, I got one of those. And I'm just reusing the cup for today for this decaf coffee. I think dinner is pretty much done, and not my husband's not home yet, so waiting on him to get home, so he can have his dinner too. I don't know, I may eat without him depending on how late he is. I just used the last of this container of oat milk. I do have another one, but I am so shocked that this is 150 calories for like a cup of this. I'm so shocked. I didn't know that oat milk was that calorie dense. And if you like me, I'll make like a makeshift blondie to keep from going to 7 Brew all the time. Honestly, it kind of is what it is. I'm at that point now in my fitness journey and just life in general where I'm like, I want to have coffee my way because it's like the one thing that I indulge in, I guess, if you will. Like, I can go without having a pie or cake like after dinner every night, but I'm not gonna give up my coffee in the mornings or a little evening pick me up, little decaf either. So, it is, like I said, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm just going off on a tangent about coffee and oat milk and everything. And I'm supposed to be updating you on North or Be Eating. Also, it is pouring down raining outside. Pouring down raining. I'm so distracted today trying to give this update, but it's probably my fault because I jammed out. I jammed out pretty hard while cooking dinner. I had some music playing, and yeah, I was jamming out in the kitchen, so I'm a little bit distracted. But the book is, of course, the second one in this 4 book series. At the end of book 1, Janner, Tink, and Lily learn that they are actually the jewels of Anira, and so they're royalty. That means that they are significant. They thought they were just normal kids in a normal village and all that good stuff, but they're actually the jewels of Anira, and everybody was out hunting for these jewels, and they thought that it was like jewelry, something like priceless jewelry, but actually the children are the jewels of Anira. Janner, Tink, Lily, their mother, I think is called Nia, and grandfather are all going to go up north to kind of escape the fangs. The fangs are like these reptilian creatures. So Janner and his family are now on a mission to go up north to escape the fangs. And so pretty much their biggest external problem is trying to escape the fangs that are trying to do them harm. Their internal problem, however, is going to have to be overcoming a lot of jealousy and things like that, because Janner is, even though he's the eldest of the 3, he's not actually heir to the throne. He is his younger brother's like protector. And so he doesn't have a big problem with protecting his brother, but he's also like, well, why couldn't it be me? I'm the eldest. Why is it not me? You can already tell that Janner being older, it's like it was supposed to be promised to him. The eldest is supposed to have the position of power first, and then it passes on to whoever's younger, whoever is next in line. And Janner, of course, it's just the tradition where they're from, it skips him and makes him his pretty much his brother's keeper and protector. And both of them are going to have to learn so much. I can already tell. Janner's going to have to learn how to accept the fact that his brother is king and he is the one to protect him. But Tink is also going to have to learn how to be king. And I know that this is going to be a journey that they're all going to have to be on together and to get through together. Lily, honestly, Lily was so, like, I loved her from book 1. I love her so much. One of her legs is turned the wrong way. It was broken when she was really, really young and never set properly, of course. So it's bent the wrong way, and she has to navigate life differently than her brothers and everyone else around her. But she does not let that stop her from exploring and being kind to others and meeting new friends and everything. I love Lily so much. I thought that she was so she's such a beautiful soul from book 1. And of course, she's not quite the main character in the series. Janner is pretty much the main character in the series, but she is on page quite a bit because she is his sister. And I love that she is on page quite a bit because I love her. I love Lily so much. And so I cannot wait to get a little bit more from her in this book as well. I have a feeling, though, that Janner and Tink are going to pretty much take center stage in this one because Janner and Tink have so much to sort out themselves. So I kind of feel like they're going to have a little bit more say so. They're going to be pretty much at the forefront of the book, and that's okay. Because Janner and Tink are also like really great characters to follow as well. I just personally love Lily the best, and Nugget also. Nugget was Nugget changed from being this cute little, pocket-sized dog, pretty much, to this ginormous dog that Lily can now ride around. And so when she feels a little weak or she's, tired of trying to keep up with her brothers, she just hops on the back of Nugget and Nugget takes her where she needs to go. So I love Nugget as well because there was a moment in book one where I thought Nugget had been killed, and I was ready to throw the book across the room, but um he was actually saved. He drank some water from like this fountain, and it heals it heals pretty much any ailment that you have. And the one who gave Nugget the water is actually their uncle, the children's uncle. He is from Aneria, but he has been going through so much. He's almost always not in his right mind, or he doesn't appear to be in his right mind most of the time. And so they second guess him a lot, but he's actually a really knowledgeable person. He just has gone through so much, and it's just taken a toll on him. And they're with him now. So he is, or I guess he is with the family now. So now the uncle is with Janner and the family, and they're learning how to be a family again. And I think that's going to be really interesting to explore as well with this book. I'm probably going to listen to some of this while I have some dinner. While I have dinner, though, I am going to also charge my camera because the battery is dangerously low. And I am then going to probably check back in with you later once I make a little bit of progress in Northrop Eden. Hello there. Welcome back. It is Sunday. It's Sunday. The last time I updated was Wednesday. Yeah, it's been a few days. But I do have some books that I finished this week, and I want to come and do a little bit of a wrap up to share with you what I finished this week. So the first book I've already talked about, Julia's Song is Undateable by Susan Lee. So I won't really go into too much about it now because I've already pretty much done my full review of this. The next book I finished was North or Be Eaten by Andrew Peterson. I did enjoy this book as well. I really enjoyed the family dynamic of this altogether. But there were so many twists and turns that I did not see coming in this book, like at all. I didn't see it, and so many betrayals, so many betrayals. The main characters felt like they could not trust anybody in this book. And honestly, they couldn't. They couldn't trust anybody but each other, really. Every ally they thought they had, it's like they didn't truly have that ally. So they really got through so much of this book on their own. And I love that they did that together, but at the same time, it's like, my goodness, well, who can you trust moving forward? Who can you trust? I really wasn't expecting Tink to go through what he went through. I wasn't expecting that at all. I mean, it definitely added an element of surprise that I wasn't looking for. Um, my ice maker is so loud. But it definitely added an element of surprise that I was not expecting. Like it was nice to, like have that little bit of a plot twist, but I just wasn't expecting it to be that. So I don't know what to expect in book 3 at all. I am excited to pick up book 3. I just don't know what happened. And I really don't want to say what happens in this because I feel like I already spoiled book 1 in this video. I did put like the time stamp up there on the screen, so if you don't want to be spoiled for like book 1 and things that happen in this book, then you could just skip past that. But I don't want to say much to spoil this book right now, just in case somebody does want to read this series on their own. I think Andrew Peterson did a great job with this book as well, and I am definitely looking forward to continuing this series. The last book that I just finished not too long ago was Murder by Cheesecake by Rachel Ekstrom Courage. Finally finished this book. This was my carryover from last week, and I really wanted to go ahead and finish the book in this video. So this book had a couple of plot twists that I didn't see coming right off the bat either. And turns out that the date Dorothy wanted to have for the wedding didn't actually die. It was somebody else. I won't say too much else because I don't want to spoil the entire book for everybody, even though I have, said a few things that probably are spoilers. This was like nostalgic and funny and wholesome all at the same time. I really enjoyed this so very much. I'm definitely excited that I do have the sequel to this already so that I can pick that up. Honestly, I'll probably pick up Death on the Lanai sooner rather than later. I thought I was going to hold off and pick it up in like October, but I don't know now because I'm excited to see what happens in Death on the Lanai after finishing this one. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. Definitely think you should give it a try if you like the Golden Girls. Yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. I think I have one more book on my July TBR that I haven't read yet, and that's Quicksilver. And I will most likely start that tomorrow and try and get my way through that one, hopefully before the end of this coming week or this coming weekend, and try to get that one finished. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on Quicksilver, you should definitely come back next week. Check that out. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Remember to take care of yourself. You are amazing. Bye.